and welcome back. Thought we'd play a little more Hearthstone. I've got some other games I'm working on. I'm working on some XCOM, Enemy Within. If any of y'all haven't played it, I'm working on a video for it. Definitely work on getting that posted here as soon as I can. Working on a kind of a Skyrim playthrough story type thing. It's going to be a little more story driven. The problem I'm running into with those games is it takes a lot of work after I record. Thought, you know what, we'll jump in, we'll play the arena. Now, you see here I've got 51 packs. 50 of those are for the new set that should drop. Most people are guessing next week. I'm actually guessing it'll be tomorrow or Wednesday. Blizzard has a maintenance window scheduled for Hearthstone late tonight, early tomorrow morning. I'm actually guessing that's when they're going to put in the grand tournament, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe everybody else is right. It'll be next week. The other pack I've got, I made an arena run. I didn't do worth a hoot. I had it recorded, and I was like, man, I don't really want to show people just me getting stomped 3 games in a row. We'll go ahead and skip over it. So here we are. Let's get started. All right. So who'd we get? Valera the Rogue. Her special ability is a 1-power dagger with 2 durability. Solid ability. I like a lot of her cards. Anduin is the priest. His special ability is heal anything for 2 life. Very good control deck. He's got, depending on how you play him, you can play him as, high toughness creatures. You just heal, you keep your stuff alive. He's got some good spot removal, and moderately decent board removal. He's a solid guy. You've got Gul'dan the Warlock. His special ability is pay 2 life, you take 2 damage, draw a card, or pay 2 mana, you take 2 damage and draw a card. His deck idea, he's aggressive. It's kind of self-destructive. You're paying life or you're discarding cards for a lot of his stuff. By the same token, though, a lot of his stuff is cheaper than it would be for somebody else. I play all 3 of these some. I play Anduin the most, then Valera, then Gul'dan. I don't have a lot of luck with Gul'dan most of the time. I'm actually going to play Anduin. I like the priest.
I won't let you down.
I think he does some really good things, so I'm going to go ahead and play him. Over here you can see what his ability is. So, here we go. Round 1. Alright, well this is a pretty easy choice. We've got the Light Warden. Her ability just goes really well with his ability. Gonna take her. Alright, here's a priest-specific card. A minion's attack becomes equal to its health. This can be used offensively. He's got some cards that boosts up the defense on a creature. You play those, then you play Inner Fire, and you end up with making a creature huge, and you kill your opponent really fast. It can be a really good card. You can use it defensively as well. If your creature, or if your opponent plays something with a real high attack and a low defense, you drop Inner Fire on it, all of a sudden it's just a weenie creature you don't care about. The Thrallmar Farseer, really like him. Wind Fury 2/3, moderately casted. He's not bad. This one's not bad. I don't like this one, though. I really don't like it. I don't like Inner Fire. We'll take Farseer. Alright, Magma Rager. I don't like creatures like that, especially one that doesn't have charge. He's going to die as soon as he hits the board. Salty Dog. That is a big, massive, stompy creature with no back end. If we look at our last one, Light Spawn. 4-drop. He comes in as a 4-drop 5/5. As they deal damage to him, his health goes down, which means his attack also goes down. I'm going to take him. Oh, there's another Light Spawn. The Ancient Brewer's good if you have stuff with Battle Cry or high toughness creatures you want to save. Trog can be really good depending on who your opponent is, and this is the bigger Trog. I've already got the Light Spawn. They're all at 4. I think I'm going to take Trog. Oh, now these are all not very good creatures. The Silverback Patriarch, he's got Taunt, which is nice. He's got a decent defense, but he's got no attack. He can jam the board up, do some stuff. Not a big fan. Zombie Chow looks awesome. He's a 1-drop. He's a 2/3, so he's massive for a 1-drop. But his Death Rattle is so bad. When he dies, my opponent regains 5 life. So if I can't hit my opponent 3 times with him, they're just gonna get all the life back he might do. And then we've got the Stone Tusk Boar. He's a 1/1 1-drop, gets to attack the turn he's summoned. He's not very good either. I'm actually gonna take a card that I don't ever take, which is Zombie Chow. Those were all just terrible. The Grimscale Oracle, the Murloc there on the left. Some people in Constructed will play Murloc decks. Sometimes they do okay. They're not all that great. Definitely not going to draft that. 1/2 Taunt is great. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not really going to draft him either. I'm going to take the Jungle Panther. He's aggressive, and he doesn't have a lot of health, which I generally like health, but he's got stealth, so they can't touch him until I use him. So we'll take him. Not liking my mana curve at the moment. I'm kind of missing 2 drops here. Alright. Cogmaster's great if you have any mechs. I'm a 5th of the way into my draft. Don't have any mechs yet. I've already got 2 1-drops. Probably not taking him. Chillwind Yeti is awesome. He's a 4-drop, 4/5. Yeah, he has no ability, but he's a 4-drop, 4/5. He's tough to argue with. The Draconid Crusher is another really good card. He's a 6-drop, 6/6, so his casting cost for his power and toughness aren't bad. And if you can play him after you've beat on your opponent for a while, he gets huge. I'm actually going to take him. In draft in this, you really need those big stompies. Alright, this is a really easy choice. 2/3, 2-drop, nothing to write home about. Probably would never take him unless everything else is just terrible. This is a very tempting card. Blows up a big stompy creature, just 3 mana, boom, it's gone. Deals with it. However, you take Northshire Cleric. Whenever a minion is healed, whether I heal the minion or my opponent heals the minion, I get to draw. Drawing cards wins games. So, alright, so we got the Oracle again, not looking at him. The Undertaker would be great if I had Death Rattle on any of my creatures, which I've got 1 creature with Death Rattle. Not really all that great. Again, we want Big Stompy. This Big Stompy also has Divine Shield, which means they have to deal damage to him. Well, you can read it right there. First time he takes damage, he gets to ignore it. So, we're going to take him. Oh. Young Priestess is a good card. Makes stuff tougher. Take her a lot of times. Not in this case. Violet Teacher, same thing. She's a good card. Not going to take her in this case because of Shadow Boxer. Whenever a minion or a hero, a character is the way they describe it, whenever anything is healed, he hits a random enemy for a point of damage. That enemy could be the hero, could be one of his minions. He's a 2-drop, 2/3, so he's a solid body, and he has a good ability for us. We're going to take him. Alright. Flesh-Eating Ghoul's good, gets bigger as stuff dies. I see people running Mind Blast. I think it's a waste of a card. It's 5 damage to the hero, sure. It's 5 damage to your opponent's face. However, you're burning a card, you're hitting for 5 damage that can only hit the hero. And most of the time, if you're packing damage, direct damage like that, you want it for a creature. You don't want to just throw it at your opponent. Most of the time you're playing the mage, that's not exactly the case. Really, our choice is Dancing Sword or the Ghoul. I'm actually going to take the sword in this case. A lot of times I take the Ghoul, but I really like that sword. Alright. Bluegill Warrior, he's a 2/1 with charge for 2. Not bad, not really great. We've already discussed Inner Fire. I'm taking the Ogre. Big, stompy, gotta be solved. Oh, and there for a while we get crappy sets, and then we get something like this. These are all 3 good cards. I'd like to have them all. Loot Hoarder. Draws a card when he dies. He's a 2-drop, 2/1, so slightly aggressive. He's a little low health for his casting cost. Awesome ability, though. The Berserker is great with the Priest. He's a 2/7 to start out. Whenever he takes damage, he gets +3 attack, and then I can heal the damage off of him. He's a great card. However, being able to remove their big stompy off the board is huge for us. We're going to go take that. Oh. Well, these are solid cards. Again, the Salty Dog's pretty good. Frost Elemental freezes a character. Basically, that character can't do anything on its next turn. It can still use abilities, but it can't attack, can't do anything. And then last but not least, with the Mechanical Yeti, which is very similar to the Yeti we looked at earlier, except he has a Death Rattle ability that puts a spare part in everybody's hand. And if we look at them, it'll tell you what a spare part is. We're going to go ahead and take the Yeti. I'm not liking my mana curve down there. I'm not real happy about it. Death Rattle on the Explosive Sheep. 2 points damage to all minions. You wipe the board with that. Unfortunately, you're killing your own stuff. I have a deck that uses Explosive Sheep, but everything in that deck deals damage to everything on the board. That's the idea of the deck. Don't really think it's going to help us in this deck. Young Dragonhawk is a 1-drop 1/1 that gets to attack twice. Is really good. I'm halfway through my draft, though, and I don't have anything to make its attack better. And then we've got Holy Smite, which is just 1-drop, 2 points of damage to any target. I think we're going to take the Smite. The Holy Smite. Okay. This guy is a 1-drop 2/1, so he's solid there. We don't have any weapons, so his ability doesn't mean anything. A 3-drop 3/3, and then if he takes damage, he gets. If he has wild damage, he gets Wind Fury, which allows him to attack twice and +1 attack. He's a solid creature. However, we've got the 10-drop here, Mind Control. We don't want very many of these. I think we want one. It's good creature control. All right. Ogre Magi is a good card. The ability doesn't really do anything for us. The Booty Bay Bodyguard. I don't know why that was so hard to say. I've played him a few times. He's not terrible. He's not really going to do that much for us, I don't think. I think we're going to take Thought Steal. Copies 2 cards from your opponent's deck, put them into your hand. So you can get really good stuff, you can get crap. But I think out of those, we're going to take Thought Steal. Alright, Puddle Stomper. He's a 3/2 for 2. Solid card. Nothing wrong with it. Circle of Healing. Restore 4 health to all minions. There's a combo with that card. There's a creature that says whenever you do anything that heals, instead it damages. It changes all healing to damage. So you play her, you drop that, you hit everything on the board for 4 damage. Goes a long ways to wiping the board. And then the last one we've got is a little 1-drop 2/1. I don't have any dragons, so the ability on the Twilight Whelp doesn't do much for us. The 4 health to all minions includes theirs. I don't really want to heal their minions. I actually think we're going to go with the Murloc, the Puddle Stomper over here. We kind of need a 2-drop anyway. Ooh, well, you got a couple of good choices here. The Dread Corsair, we don't care about. We don't have weapons. Now we're caught up with these two. The Warlord gets bigger for the creatures I have on the board. Spectral Knight can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. They could still target it with a creature's ability, but they can't use their hero power, their special ability, and they can't use any spells to target him. I'm actually going to take him. I can't heal him, but he's tough to kill. He's a 6 on the back end. He's decent sized on the front. Alright, well, we got rares, and they are not any good ones. Secret Keeper does us no good. Jeeves, the end of each player's turn. That player draws till they have 3 cards. That's solid. I don't particularly like it for 4. And it requires us to be able to run our hand out and look at our casting costs. We're probably not going to. And it helps our opponent. Mad Bomber, I don't like the fact that he can hit my stuff, but I think he's the best choice here. Alright, so we got the Mad Bomber, does the exact same thing as the Matter Bomber. He just doesn't do as much damage. The Gilblin Stalker is a good one. We take the Northshire Cleric again. This is an easy one. We've talked about him. This is the guy you take. When this guy comes up, you take him. You don't pass him unless there's just something amazing. You take him. He's a 7-drop 6/6, so he's a big body, and he makes everything else bigger. Well, this guy's interesting because his special ability will trigger the Light Warden, the Northshire Cleric, and the Shadow Boxer. So he's interesting for 3. We don't care really about that. He's a 2/3, 2-drop, solid. Tossed up between the Stone Skin Gargoyle and the Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Unfortunately, we still don't have anything to make something bigger. There's a handful of enchantments. We don't have one of those, so I think we're going to take the Ghoul. Cogmaster I don't care about. I don't have any mechs. Young Dragonheart's solid, but I don't really care. We're going to take the Lord of the Arena. He's a big fat body with taunt. Well, here's another one that can't be targeted. He's good. This one is good help if your opponent has a bunch of creatures on the board. Otherwise, just 3-drop 3/3. And again, we don't have secrets. Well, granted, we could play her. We get to trigger off of our opponent's secrets also. I still don't think we're going to play her, though. We're going to play the Arcane Nullifier. Okay. Matter Bomber we've already looked at. This guy's really good if you have creatures in your deck with silence. We don't yet. And we're only looking at 4 cards after this. Probably not going to get one. If we do, chances are I'm not going to want to use it on him. I don't like the casting cost, but I think we're going to take Shadow Madness. Stealing our opponent's creatures, stealing our opponent's creatures. Oh, this is kind of tough. I like Thought Steal. It can be good, it can be bad, but it can be really good. She's not bad. She's got a good ability, though. However, I think we take the Loot Hoarder in this case. We need some 2-drops anyway. Alright. Restores 2 health to anything. That can be big. The charge on a 1-1 isn't all that great. He's not terrible. I think we're going to take the other Trog, though. Huh. Alright. So, the Mystic allows us to steal a secret from our enemy. That's pretty good. Pint-sized Summoner. Each turn costs 1 less. She's good. Shadow Madness we got one of. I think we're going to take the Summoner. 2-drop, 2-2. I like that. Ooh. Oh, we got a couple of good ones here. Don't care about the Tide Caller. Emperor Cobra's good. He's basically got Death Touch, so he's good. Bomb Lobber, though, is also good. The Cobra has to survive to do anything. The Bomb Lobber just hits and blows something up. We're going to pick a Bomb Lobber. So, there's our deck. I think we're going to end it here. I know that wasn't an overly exciting video, but some of you did ask, hey, explain what you're doing a little more so I can, explain what you're doing, what your reasoning is. So there we go. If you liked it, make sure to hit like. If you haven't subscribed yet, quit slacking, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment, tell me what you think. If you've got any questions about why I picked something or if you think I'm insane, let me know. I'll take a look at it. Maybe I'll agree with you. Maybe you're like, no, I think this will work out. I guess we'll see you in the next video. I hope everybody has a good day. Bye.